Welcome aboard again. We're in the midst of Halloween coming up here, so I thought we would make another little pattern, make it a little bit interesting if possible. This is our pumpkin. If you are following my pages here, of course, you'll recognize him as a bigger version of Nasty Jack. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut him out, drill a hole on a balanced area here, and put a little dowel in there, separate two of these, and get a little structure here for a candle. And we're going to make this a sort of a rocking type of candle. And of course you want to use an electrical candle, not a real candle, since this is going to be made out of wood. Okay, so let's get this ready. We're going to cut it from 1/4 inch birch ply. Should be a fairly easy cut. And let's get it set up. Okay, I got a couple pieces of birch ply here. One's a little smaller than the other, to the point where that wouldn't fit. So what I do is I shorten his stump on the top here, which is not a big problem. We can get away with that. And we'll stick these two together. We're going to do a stack cut of this. No reason why we should make more work for ourselves. The stack cut here. Stick those two together using the old painter's tape, which also functions as a backing for our pattern and lubricates our blade as we're cutting. So this ought to work out pretty good. Okay, we got that cut on that taped together. Let's cut out our evil looking pumpkin here. I said we're going to make it smaller, so should be able to do this. Yep, that'll fit nice. And we'll get two of these at one time. Put a paper towel down here so we can glue up the back of the little fella. Now what we're going to do is we're going to join these two pieces together with a 1/4 inch dowel. That's why I got that. I have that black dot right in the middle there. That'll take care of our, maybe make it even taller if we wanted to. Might do that while we're cutting. And now we got to put some entry holes, cut these parts out, and then of course to cut out the circle here. So I'll go drill some holes and I'll meet you guys back at the scroll saw. Okay, here we are back at the scroll saw again. By the way, if you'd like to get a copy of this pattern, you can pick it up at my Etsy store. The link down below. You'll get the pattern, you'll get a few other patterns for free along with it. You'll be helping the channel here, and you'll be getting yourself a nice pattern to work with for Halloween. Okay, so here we go. Number 5, reverse tooth blade, my blade of choice. Okay, we're over here at the drill press, and I thought before we cut out that pumpkin completely, I'm going to drill the hole for the dowel that's going to fit through the two pieces. So I'm putting in 17/64 drill bit, which will fit the dowel that I have very nicely. 1/4 inch dowel, but it'll fit in there a little better. Alright, we're all set. Here we go. Okay. Got our hole smack dab in the middle. Okay, we got our two pumpkin pieces cut out nicely. What we want to do now is sand them down so they'll be nice and smooth, and round the edges over as well. I find the best way to do this is on my sand flea. You can do this with sandpaper, of course. Okay, that's came out pretty good. It's rounded the edges over nicely. But what I'd like to do is get a nice smooth surface on the front and back. So we use this part of the sand flea. Okay, that reduces it in thickness, and it also gives it a nice smooth surface, and the edges are nicely rounded too. So we'll do this the same thing to the other side, and we'll get to work on this project. Okay, I cut a dowel section about 4 inches long. It's a 1/4 inch dowel. We'll just force it into this hole. The only thing is, what we'll probably do is put a little bit of glue on it, because we don't want it coming out on us when we least expect it. Don't need a lot of glue, just a little tiny bit on the end here. Wrap it around and start pounding. Might be a little snug, but that's what you want. You don't want it too loose. We will do the same thing with the other side. So we'll drop a glue on here. Have to do this facing up. Well, actually, we really don't have to, but I suppose we could either way. I'm going to have both of the nubs facing in the same direction. We don't even need to do that. Alright, we got the thing ready. This thing is ready to rock already. Ready to go. We only want to rock a little bit. We don't want to go complete. Just so that the gives a little effect. Okay. Now we're going to need a piece of wood in the middle across the bottom to hold our candle, of course. So we're going to go get that now, and we could probably use a piece of birch ply for that as well, 1/4 inch. Okay, we've got one of the things you want to learn from this exercise, if nothing else, don't ever throw any scrap wood away, because a little piece of scrap like that comes in handy now. What we're going to do is we're going to glue this on the bottom of the pumpkin, but we don't want it to go all the way to the bottom. We want it to be raised up about 1/4 inch. Put it in like that. Okay. The only thing is, what we want to do first, before we do that though, is to drill a hole in the middle with a Forstner bit. And we find the center on this little piece of wood by crisscrossing it and drawing a line in the center and the other angle, and draw it again, and X marks the spot. we're going to go drill this partial hole out now with a Forstner bit. Okay, we went over to our $1.25 store in town, and it's Halloween, so they put out some nice little candles, a pack of them, 3 of them, and this is about a 1.5 inch base, so that's what we're going to use to drill our hole here. Okay, we've got our board lined up here, and let's go for it. Okay, I think my camera shut off there, but we did a 1.5 inch Forstner bit in here. Dropped it down to about a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a little more. Let's bring it down a little more, I think. Don't want to go all the way through it. Just enough to give it a ridge so it'll hold the candle in place. Okay, I think we're ready to glue it up now. Our inset drilled, so to speak, for our candle holder. And I've got 2 pieces of birch ply here I'm going to put underneath. I wanted to raise it up a bit. So I'm going to put some glue on the ends of this thing. As before, we don't need a lot of glue, just a little bit. Make sure that it sticks. And then we take this and slide it underneath like that, so that it sits on top of those 2 pieces. And that'll give us enough of a raise there, and I think we're pretty well set with that. That's not bad. Alright, we're going to take a clamp, enough to get it in there. Okay, that's good. And we'll just leave that like that, let it dry for a while, and we'll come back and put the finishing touches on it. Okay, we've got the pumpkin rocker all set. Seems to rock very nicely here, even without any really flat surface. What I want to do though is make this into a little bit of a lantern type effect. So what I want to do now is we're going to lay it down like this. Okay, and we're going to I'll get you in closer on the inside sections here, which is what we want to deal with. What we want to do is cover these eyes, nose, and mouth with a tape, sort of a yellow tape. It's rather thin, and it's a frog tape, and just like the green ones and the blue ones and the others, but this is a thin yellow, and I think it would make a nice cover for the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, and we won't have to see the candle. Actually, but we'll see the light better than we would. So we'll take a little piece of tape like that with some scissors here, and we'll cut it off like that. Hoping you can see this. And we'll just nicely place it right over the eye to start with. That, and we'll do the other side the same way. Sorry, my hand's in the way, but gotta be able to fit it in here properly. Okay, kind of nice there. Now the the nose should not be too difficult to do. Cut down a piece like that, and let's see if that'll fit inside there nice and even. And it looks like it's going to be fine. Alright, and then for the mouth, let's see if this will work. Might not be long enough. Try to get as close to the candle base as possible. I'll trim off a little bit on this side. There. Okay. I think we got it down nicely. Alright, so now we got all the pieces covered. So, let's take a look at this. Back it off a bit. Now, true, you will see those things, but if this is going to be a nighttime lighting effect, you won't really notice those. But instead of seeing through like that, you'll see that, which is much better. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side now, too. I'll come back when I finish that. Okay, we've got both sides taped up now, and our pumpkin looks pretty good here. Jack-o'-lantern, I should say. And he rocks very nicely. And now, let's get the lamp part set up. Okay, as you recall, we put this little platform on the bottom between the two pumpkins, and we have our $1.25 store candle. We had some nice orange ones available, but you can put a white one in there too, it doesn't make any difference. And we can light it up, and we have a lighted version of our pumpkin now. We can't see it too well here, of course, because you've got a lot of lighting here, but let me take a look. Okay, we got our pumpkin lit up with a candle, and of course we can make him rock any way you want. And the candle doesn't roll out, but he looks rather eerie. Well, folks, that pretty well wraps up this project. You can make one of these for Halloween. Might even want to make it into a little candy dish display or something like that to go along with the treats of Halloween. Well, hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please click on the like button down below. And if you want to, you can subscribe to the channel too. If you like the pattern for this pumpkin, just click the link down below and you can be taken to my Etsy store. You can download it there. And I'm also put in a few other free patterns you might enjoy playing around with too. Thank you for watching, and happy Halloween.